Hello, everyone. Good day and welcome to One Global Movement Friday. It's Friday, right? It's Friday. Like I was a student. When it's Friday, I'm so happy. So I guess everyone
Everybody.
is happy. It's Friday and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fun as we're going to be enjoying with our families, right? And we're going to be preparing good meals. And sometimes a lot of us, we come together to have to eat supper together during the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays mostly, because in the morning, Monday through Friday, the kids are out the door. We want to help them to get to school. We want to do things. So it's Friday, and let's enjoy this Friday. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much, Nancy, for joining us here on the stage. And feel free to leave anytime you want, because we need to feed our children, we need to feed ourselves. So I know that you have work anytime, just leave, and that would be nice. And thank you. Welcome. The managing director is here, and I see other people are here. Thank you guys so much. And we really want to thank everyone from the bottom of our hearts, because it takes special people to be able to support a mission like this and to really devote their time to it. I take it very seriously, and for that I say thank you. And I want to continue to thank our CEO who brought us here together in this kind of way, because we've never seen this kind of family before, and it's all for building the future. This is very important. And we're going to continue in celebrating Black history, reason being that it's a lot of things to talk about, and those things are very important for our cause here, One Global Movement. And it's good that we talk about that, but it's also what we're going to be talking about today. It's something for life, and also it also encroaches into Women History Month, because when you talk about women, you're talking about food, because mothers always want to feed their children. They use their bodies the way God created it to feed their children. Breastfeeding, that is food. And you will see mothers eating different kinds of food that will produce breast milk so that they can feed their babies. That is very important that we pay attention to this. And when we're talking about this, this is just an example. You apply these in your own situation according to your culture or your family tradition, how you were brought up according to your ancestors. Because when we bring all of these different factions together, it becomes so beautiful. And you think about it like rice. Rice is eaten all over the world. I love rice, and I know my family does, and almost everyone loves rice, but it is prepared differently. So whatever we do here, you apply it in your own situation. And when you need us to do something, remember we are here. We are here as servants. We are serving women, children, and young people. Bring something from your community, from your culture, from your job, from your initiative, whatever you have. We need to talk about all of these things, because if we don't expose our children and teach them the right way, they will not be able to build that future that they are building. And remember, we can talk about anything, any sector of the economy without children. And in order to talk about children, we must talk about food. Food is a symbol of almost everything, everything. And God created this food for us, and different ways we can relate to one another. So a movement.
You're cutting off, sister.
Okay, sorry. Okay, do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay, great. Yes.
Yes. So we are in One Global Movement Revolution Part 312, celebrating Black legacies, Women's History Month together, and other legacies with food. So Black legacies, because it's a continuation of celebrating Black history, and then Women's History Month, and then other legacies in the world, because one legacy is related to all other legacies in the world. You can't celebrate one without the other. And so this is just a symbol here. So we're going to talk about food. And for you guys, Sister Yvonne will take the day off today, and she will be joining us next time, just so you know, so that people will be like, where is she? Where is she? So she's taking the day off, okay? So food is love. What is food to you? We all can write in the chat what food is. So I challenge you to put in the chat what food means to you. I'm going to be saying what food means to me, which I know most of these things are are combined. Most of these things are similar. So food is love. Food is hospitality. Food is healing. Food is a way of communication. Food is hospitality. Food is kindness. Food is compassion. Food is everything. It nourishes the soul, it nourishes our bodies, it nourishes our spirits. Without food, we cannot be talking. There's no way. We have to have that energy from food in order to talk. And we have been so endowed and blessed with different kinds of foods and different ways of preparation according to the various cultures that God created. And so we are so happy with this. And food. If I don't eat, I become mad. It's just like a hungry child is an angry child. If a child doesn't eat, a baby is hungry and they are crying, because they're hungry. They need food, right? And if our kids don't eat while we don't nourish them well, while they're in school, they cannot focus on their studies. They cannot focus on their goals and their dreams. It's that simple. We need to, and nourishing them with the right kind of food, with healthy food, not just any kind of food. I know that sometimes I'm guilty because I go to fast food sometimes, but it is when most of the time I'm traveling and then I can't cook, then we can go there. At least we have that option, which is very good. So every bite of the motherland's cuisine carries with it wisdom of our ancestors. That is taste of motherland. We are celebrating this with taste of motherland. So every bite of motherland's cuisine carries the wisdom of our ancestors, the strength of our people, and the promise of a nourished future. So One Global Movement stands to feed not just bodies, not just putting food in our mouth, but to feed all the dreams in the world, especially the dreams of women and children and young people. So food is more than just to sustain us so that we can move from one level to the other. It is history, it is culture, and it is loved, served on a wooden plate or plantain leaves. I'm saying this because it's from motherland. Plantain leaves, it's medicinal. We eat on leaves. It's very medicinal. And you guys in your culture too, you can eat in other things, but wooden bowls is, I think it's something that is common all over the world. So with Taste of Motherland, we honor our roots. You honor the roots while sowing seeds of prosperity, happiness, and love for the next generation. And so the richness of our heritage is found in every flavor. And I cook a lot. I love to cook. When I see mouths that are going to eat, I love to cook. In every flavor, every spice, and every meal shared. So One Global Movement celebrates the taste of motherland as a bridge from struggle to strength, and from hunger to hope, from the farm to the table, from tradition to transformation, and from the backyard to the kitchen. Every dish tells a story of resilience, abundance, and unity. And let's uplift life through taste of motherland and create a future from that is free from hunger, illiteracy, and poverty. And I know Nancy grows onions indoor. You're the one who motivated me, inspired me to start growing onions in our family room. There are pots of onions growing right there now, and we go and harvest some of the leaves and we use, and we know that you're growing them by yourself. They're healthy and you're using organic practices, and this is so good. And so thank you for inspiring me. That is part of Taste of Motherland. So the soul of the motherland lives in meals. If you want to know, Africa, it's so hospitable. Everything is food. My grandmother taught me, my mother, everybody. You can never empty out. Melanie's here. Let me bring Melanie in. Hello, Sister Mel. Welcome.
Thank you, Sister Yvonne.
Yes. And you can never sit in your home without having a meal. You can never empty everything out of your home at all. We didn't have refrigerators where I was born, but there's a way of preserving food. And so my grandmother and my mom, they taught us that you can never empty out all your cooked food because you never know the gods might visit you. That means a child might be hungry or a stranger might stop by that you need to give them food. My grandmother, who is 109 now, You will never pass in my grandfather's compound without eating. She's always roasting something, doing something, whether it is a plum or cocoa yams or roasted yam, plantain, whatever, or fufu, and our traditional okra soup. So that is how it goes. And the same thing goes with us. We cannot leave the house empty, because if you have children, a family, they need to eat. Sometimes the child wants to chow on something, even me. Sometimes I just want to eat something. And so this is the culture. So the soul of the motherland lives in the meals we share, the hands that prepare them, and the communities they sustain. Because it takes, the African proverb says, it takes a village to love, raise, and educate a child. It's the same thing. It's the same thing all over the world that I see, even here in the United States. I have very good neighbors in that we come together and we share meals, which is a very good thing. So One Global Movement believes in feeding both the body, the spirit, ensuring no child sleeps hungry, no dream fades away. So when we celebrate the flavors of our homeland or taste of motherland, we celebrate our identity, our ancestors, and the boundless future ahead. One Global Movement is the first, is the not the first, the fire that cooks change. So we are cooking change here every day. It's not like the physical cooking, but we are cooking it in our spirit. One meal, one heart, and one hope at a time. Hunger has no place where unity comes together. Hunger has no place at all where unity and tradition thrives. Taste of Motherland is more than a feast. It's not just feeding people. It's not like just having a party. It is a mission to nourish bodies, educate the minds of children, and empower futures. Because in that future, guess what? We all are included. So One Global Movement, mantle of hope, is a mantle of hope for humanity, for children and young people, and for families across the globe, celebrating Black Legacies and Women History Month with Taste of Motherland, which is food. That is such an important thing. So food is more than just, like I said before, sustaining bodies. It is a language. When you want to connect with somebody well, make sure that their stomach is not empty. When you want a child to listen, you make sure that that child's stomach is not empty. Because if it is empty, then you will not be doing that child any favor by telling that child, go do your homework, go do your laundry, go do the dishes. It therefore means that you are not treating that child well. And so food is a language of love, a bridge between generations. The spices, the potatoes, the fufu, the yam pounded, the ekongobong, the bitter leaf. What have you? You have your own in your own culture. It is something that it is passed down from generation to the other one. And it is a story passed down through time. And that's why we are studying the history, the legacies. What are you going to pass down? What are you going to do in terms of nourishing the body, the spirit, and the soul? What are you going to do? In every dish, we find history, we find resilience, and a culture across the vast and diverse Black diaspora. Food has remained an anchor, something that you have to support yourself with, something that you cling onto. And food is God. God made all of this, a source of unity, identity, a strength. From the vibrant streets of Motherland to the soulful kitchens of the Caribbean, to the cuisines of North America, from the rich stews of Ethiopia to the hearty gumbo of Louisiana, from the tasty delicacy of kati kati. Kati kati, it's a language in Cameroon, and I have kati kati at home. It's very delicious. From the delicacy of kati kati in Cameroon to the flavors of the entire motherland and the Caribbean and Black history all over the world and Black cuisines across the globe, Black legacies continue to nourish not only the body, but also the soul of the global village. And so this is such a beautiful thing because this helps us as we do the One Global Movement Garden and as we do our individual gardens. Sister Mel just sent me a beautiful tower, which I'm going to practice. Anything that is sent to me, I make sure that I put it into practice so that these kids can see. And the kids love towers. Kids love to rise high. When you buy those towers, make sure that they are safe though. You're doing it with them. They will see this thing towering in the house or outside. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to let you guys contribute, especially you, Nancy, who might have to leave when you want to. And then we have beautiful global dishes that we're going to be showing here on the screen. So I'll let you guys contribute while they're showing. Then we keep talking. Thank you so much.
Hello, Dr. Mundih. Hello, Sister Mel. How you doing? I want to say hi to everybody on the chat, especially our directing manager. We have a very beautiful topic today, very interesting. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, or someone who cherishes children, the joy of children, no one should go hungry, especially for the amount of wealth that we have in the world. It's because we don't know how to share. Somebody just take everything and then leave somebody dying for food. And food, it's very important for our body, especially our children. When our children get up, the first thing they do after brushing their teeth, they want to eat something. It's
Yes,
the same as, older people. When you're hungry, you don't function well. But you imagine a child is going to school without food, what that child is going to learn. Because that child cannot focus. That child is not going to learn anything. The teacher is talking, but she's hungry. She's thinking about food. So we have to know how to prepare our children with sharing. Like Dr. Mundih was saying, food is not only good for our body. Food is love. Food is, compassion. Food is a way of sharing. When you have something, you share it with somebody. My grandmother always say, don't ask somebody if you want something. The person come to your house, you don't ask them if they want food. You prepare the food, you put it on the table, you serve that person food. Because they always have the tendency to say, no, I'm good, I'm okay. But once you serve them, you sit with them, you eat with them, they're comfortable, they enjoy the meal. And then I grow up in a family, we don't eat really out. It's like special occasion. So my kids too, I try to raise my kids the same way that I was raised. Yes, they love outside food. Yes, I get them outside food once in a blue moon. Yes, we enjoy it together. But our special meal, it's a way of sharing our love, our family love. We cook together. All of them know how to cook. It's a blessing. When a child is growing, they have a family that can cook together, that can eat together. When they go outside world, they can share the compassion with other people. So that's really, really, really a good way of sharing. Like no child should go to bed hungry, like Larissa was saying. Because if the child goes to bed hungry, that child cannot sleep.
Yes.
So, and the child is going to wake up in the morning to go to school. And we suffering in a way like we don't have enough. We have more than enough. It's just because the sharing, we don't know how to share. So always like me in the area that I live, I was telling Dr. Mundih. So food, it's a way of sharing love, because these people, they don't need a bottle of water. But I bought a couple cases of water, and then you place it in, everybody's steps, and then with a little note, this is, who send you a case of water. It's
Mhm.
not they need a case of water because they can afford it,
Mhm.
but it's to, increase the love, the family ways, of sharing.
Mhm.
Because giving them a bottle of water, telling them that, you're willing, to share with them,
Mhm.
it's a sharing, position. But love, that's the way you create more love in the society, that we continue with our legacy of our Black history. These people, they were together, they were growing up, they do everything together, they fight for each other, and then now, so we're still doing it, so we're going somewhere, especially with one global movement. So if we started sharing with one child, one mother, one little girl, so the world will be different.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mundih.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like the one of the African proverbs that I'm looking at, it says, good food is a foundation of genuine love. We are talking here that we are speaking from the heart. We cook, we have to cook from our hearts. Cooking from the heart, people, you send that vibration out, people will feel it, they smell it, they hear it, they can touch it. And you will see some people, they cook so well, people will be coming to the restaurant and say, wow, this restaurant is always full. Because you take, of course, we need that money, but you take out the aspect of money first. Let it come last. Cook good food, healthy food for children, for whoever, and you will see that things begin to fall in place. So this is to encourage us to teach our children how to cook. Don't just let them eat. Teach them, especially from a very tender age. They can be in the kitchen watching the parents or the mom cooking. They can be doing the dishes when they're like 6 years. Like for us, 4 years, you're watching your parents cooking, and then learn how to slice the onion. Make sure that they wear gloves because kids can cut themselves too. They need to be safe. But that will not be child abuse, but you'll be teaching these children from a very tender age. Now you're planting onions at home, Nancy, and Mel is also planting a lot of things at home. Do you see that they are learning? And then it beautifies the environment, and then it brings very nice aroma inside your home that you don't need to go and buy things that are not healthy for you and your family. So food is a lot. And I thank God that we are here together. We have the same mindset that we're going to be helping these children, because in the future we're going to make sure that, like, kids will come, their parents will drop them off on one global movement farm. They have an excursion trip there, see how we are doing it in the garden. It'll be a very beautiful thing. So thank you so much for that contribution, Sister Melanie. Thank you. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, Sister Yvonne and Sister Nancy. Glad to be here. Um, Food is everything because we learned that, well, they say an angry man, a hungry man is an angry man, right?
Right.
However, an angry child would not be able to focus.
Mm-hmm.
A hungry child, when they have nothing in their system, are unaware, they're lost, because the mind needs food just like the plants. The roots, they need food to germinate that little plant, right? Or that little pea pod plant, and it grows into the big plant. That's what children need as well. So if they are not fed, they're angry. They're hungry, they're angry. Um, Sister, even the pictures or the shots that I sent you, it's good. It's reality. And with all these things that are in the ground now, I'm not saying the ground is poison, but there are lots of things that are in the ground that are not fit for the plants. So by different ways that we would go into planting, it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I even noticed with these towers, you can grow it in your home, but you have to have an airy home, a home with good air, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in an apartment, unless if it's open for a balcony, now you can't grow this thing because it's kind of the warmth inside. It's not too good for them either. So
Yes.
the taste of hunger, it represents contentment, dissatisfaction, or contentment, one or the other. So hunger, if you're being fed as a child, they will be happy. If they are not fed, again, they'll be unhappy and they will react in certain ways that, it looks like it's abnormal, but it's because their body doesn't have the right things, the right intake, so they're acting out, right?
Yes.
Um, I've seen, even here in schools, they feed children in the early morning, like children whose parents are so busy or are lacking. They would give them food. They would have bananas and all these things, trays of fruits, little apple juices, like real stuff, so that they're making sure that they are fed before they start class. And these children have smiles on their faces. If they are not, you see them, they're acting like they are nervous. They need their nails. We don't need that in this life. We really don't.
No, we
This,
don't.
this, this earth is filled with minerals. This earth we live in, it's filled with so many things that we can do good planting, that we can provide non-fabricated food, because a lot of the food they sell, if we are not careful, we are chewing on plastic. And I can attest. I show a video once on Facebook. I took it down because, sometimes I bought, it's not about me, but I'm just demonstrating. I bought a pack of what I thought it was noodles. That's during COVID, when things were tough and the prices were really high, high in price, right high up. I bought what is called noodles, big pack. Started boiling the noodles, and noodles most time takes 3 minutes. This thing boiled. It bubbled, it boiled, it bubbled. So I'm trying to take a fork to pick to see if it's soft. No, it's bending. A certain time I said to myself, you know what, I have to throw this thing. But before I threw it, I took a picture of it, and I took a picture of the pot in which it was boiled, and I put it on Facebook. I said, folks, this is an example of fabricated food. Be careful, because this thing can cut right through your bowels. I had to throw the whole thing. I brought it back to the place where I bought it, the dollar store. And they felt a little uneasy, but I said, I'm doing that to save other people, because there's children involved, there's older people involved, and even ourselves. When you sell that to someone, you don't know about it, but I'm showing you. So these things need to be removed off the shelves. I'm spending money on what? Plastic to put in my system to kill me? So they said sorry and they gave me back. I know it wasn't much. They gave me back my money and I got something else. So there's examples of when we want taste of food, we want to make sure we are putting the good things in our system. We are representing joy. And inside, when the food goes, it's joyous, because when you eat good food, it makes you feel good. All right. So
Yes.
this is what we want to spread around the world. And I know people already know what food is, but a lot of people don't know what they're eating sometimes, including myself. We are buying it, and I'm guilty. Sometimes I don't want to cook. I feel lazy. I want to go out there and get some good food. But I choose from who I buy food, you know? And sometimes, have you ever seen you buy food and this thing make you sick? Sick, you know? I bought a pack of things from, for example, again, we're talking about food and we're giving the contrast, food and what it represents. But again, the real food. Went to a place, a big supermarket, we all know it. It's huge around the world. And I bought what is called fish, Sister Yvonne and Nancy and Sister Esther. I thought it was fish, tuna. So I haven't bought tuna for a long time. So I bought the pack. They were like in slices. 7. It was a little bit expensive, but I said, I'm gonna take it because I haven't eaten tuna for a long time. Season it well, and I like to lime or lemon up my stuff with hot pepper, just like we did back home. And then it was around the Easter time. Took my time. I fried this thing. Looks good and it smelled good. I got to eat it. But something in my mind, like, because I have that sick type of feeling. When something is not good, I feel it. I went to eat the stuff, and then after I got sick, the sickness came in a way where I felt a bubble from my intestine. It felt like it was bubbling, and I'm saying, "Oh my goodness, what is happening?" And I actually literally hold my stomach until I get to the pharmacy to ask them. I told them what's happening, and they told me, "Here, take this." I took what they gave me. I bought it. I took it, and still I was not well. So I, up till today, I don't know if it was tuna or what I ate. So from then on, I said to myself, we have to really look into our own planting. When it comes to fish, I don't plant fish. I don't sow fish because I don't eat pond food. And I'm not near the seashores or whatever to get good fresh fish. So it's frozen or in the market and once in a while. But when it comes to good eating and good nourishment for the soul, we really have to take account of what we're putting in our system and what we are feeding our kids and others with. Sister Yvonne, I know hunger, I'm giving the food side, the real side, and then I'm giving the contrast, so like what it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Do you guys
hunger,
go
yeah,
ahead?
with hunger, it feels like sometimes we are empty inside. Again, when a child, we're referring to children, when a child has no food, the child cannot concentrate. The brain is weak. It needs to be fed. So it feels empty, like a space inside. It's a void. And that's why that child would react. That child cries. And, sometimes they point fingers and say, oh, she's not learning, he's not learning. But little do they know that child is not fed. So that's where we come in, and then we look into where there's hunger around the world, where there's children who really they're in need of things like food, real food, and that's where the garden comes in. So with gardening, it's a good thing because you know what you're planting, you know what you're going to harvest, and you know what you're going to put on the table because it's coming from you. You know how it started from the ground up, and you know exactly it's going to be digested very well.
Yes.
So this is what I wanted to bring. I brought about the tubes.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a good thing. As I said, we have to be careful with these tubes because if they are not well stacked, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it can cause an accident. But wanted to bring about that and also bring about how it relates to the hunger in us and in
Mm-hmm.
our children, how we can get together and distribute the wealth of food, the wealth of happiness around the globe. Thank
Yes.
you, Sister Yvonne. That was my
Thank you
sincere
so
part.
much. And we have Sister Esther. Do you guys still see me? Because I'm trying to be an AI person here. Do you still see
Yeah,
Yeah,
me?
we can
yeah,
see you.
Do you see the thing on the screen?
Yes.
yes.
Good, good. Sister Esther, welcome. Thank you. Now I am being so AI savvy.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Amen.
Okay, Sister Esther is here. If you have something to share, go ahead
um,
and then we start sharing these beautiful
yeah,
dishes.
um, unfortunately, the voices are the echoing. Um, I am still on the road. I'm just enjoying this discussion going on.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Drive safe. Focus on the road, okay? Drive safe.
No,
Okay, guys. Uh,
no
oh.
problem.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. So now we're going to show these dishes because I really want Nancy to see them before she leaves. And all of us here, of course. Now, remember, this is only from our own perspective here. We have our culture, our tradition. What is it that what is that delicacy in your culture? That because all of these different kinds of food and the different methods of preparation or the different methods of gardening or farming, it all comes together to nourish our children. When we bring this together, so we want to expose all of these children to everything so that when these children go here, they will know where to feed themselves or what is good for them. And we are doing so in order to promote food security, especially for our young minds, And then a food sovereignty, you farm according to the way that it is being done in your community. How did your ancestors do that? What did they do? What worked in your community, and what kind of soil? Today, nowadays, technology is good because we have agronomists who study the soil, but remember that all of these has been passed down from one generation to the other, and we are studying from our ancestors. My grandmother was a good, my grandfather, my grandmother, they were great cooks. Even my mom, I am a great cook too, but not so good like them. So I study. And now when we study from the Black legacies in the plantations, what did they bring with them that really helped the world, is what we are talking here today. So, but bring your own, discuss in the chat, or if you want us to talk about your own traditional cuisine, also do that too. So now it's Taste of Motherland. One global movement is going to be doing what is called Taste of Motherland. And in so doing, we want to feed our children the natural way, the healthy way. Vegetable, you go to the backyard at home, you have your orchard, you have your garden. We didn't have to measure vegetable. It's something that is just there. You chow on vegetable throughout the day. You go to your orchard, you just pick up the fruit and you are eating. You're eating, but wash them though. Wash them, because there are a lot of chemicals and other things, pesticides that contaminate food. So make sure you're washing. So now what you see on the screen here, I love it. This is called Best Achu and Yellow Soup. This works a lot in a lot of ways. It's not just food that you're eating. A lot of things, like the food we eat, is there like medicine, so that when something happens, you already have medicine deposited in your system, because this is something that we eat regular, but this is very delicious. It takes time to prepare it, but it is good. I'm just praying that someday we can come together and we enjoy this kind of thing. And then let me go here. We have here, you have roasted fish. I hope you guys know roasted fish. Some people will bake it in the oven, right? Sometime, but we like to roast it over the fire, like with charcoal, and the right kind of charcoal, not just any kind of charcoal. It's so tasty. The pepper that goes with it, you could eat it with rice and vegetables, plantains. You see the lemon there, you see the tomatoes. This thing is so tasty. And the day we'll meet, and I know that all of us here, we know how to cook, because I have seen what you guys have been cooking and how you talk about stuff. I know that you cook so well. And Esther is still to teach me one beautiful dish from Nigeria, so that I can learn how to cook that. Now, this is the second one here you see is snacks. You have palm nuts, fruit, and bush plum. Bush plum or bush mangoes, beautiful. It grows in the bush, like we say it. But this one, the other one, the palm plums, the bush plums are not planted. It is just there. It is there. It's just like the African baobab, that it is so beautiful, not just for collecting water in the desert, but the trunk, the leaves, to the seeds and everything. It's beautiful. We have a baobab in our village, where during harvesting, people go and put food there. For those who don't have, or who are sick, or who cannot grow their own, they go and take it. That is how important food is. Or for the mother who does not have enough to feed her children, they can go and get food from there. The palm nuts, right now, I am salivating. I really want to eat those palm nuts, but I don't have them here. So now you have plums. You know, I'll tell you a funny story. When I first got to the United States, I was so much wanting to eat the plums. I wanted it. I was so hungry for them. And I went to the store. I said, I want plum. They said, when you go to that angle, you'll see them. I looked. I said, but I don't see any plums. I went back to them. They said, no, these are plums. I said, this is a fruit. You see how the cultures are different, but it served the same purpose. Those were plums for them, which were very good. I bought them and I started learning how to eat those plums, which were fresh. But these ones too, they are fresh. They are planted they grow in a tropical Africa, and I think in the islands too as well, just like the sour salt. So these things are very yummy, very, very good for our bodies. And then you see here, this is semolina and egusi soup. I know Esther knows how to prepare that egusi soup very well. And so this is very healthy. You get some meat there. You even get the hide and skin, which is the skin of the cow. Some people don't like to eat it, but we eat it. It is so healthy. depending on how you prepare it. And then you have fufu corn and vegetable with kati kati. The chicken that I said is kati kati. It's and these chickens are all organic chickens. They feed on organic things, not just any kind of things, and they are very tasty. And you brown them over the fire, really burn it almost like it's a little bit dark brown, and then you prepare it. It's very healthy. We will learn all of these things. I will teach our children all of these things. So this is fufu, semolina, the healthy kind of fufu. And here you have more snacks. This is meat pie. You can also have fish pie if you want to. So that is very, very healthy. And you see here you have rice, chicken, fried plantain, and spice pepper. Spice pepper you can do with bell peppers, just a little pinch of the hot spicy pepper, because you need to do it the way that it will be good for everybody. Not too much spice because it can hurt somebody, but you have to have them test it. Don't just give things to people without having them. And you write all the spice, the ingredients that are on there. These are things that were brought from the motherland to all over the world by especially the slaves. And they carried with them their culture and their tradition, and they used it in everywhere they go, in the islands, in North America, in Europe, wherever. They carry those things with them. And so it's a beautiful thing to celebrate them. Then we have here mashed potatoes and sausage and roasted meat. This is an American cuisine. And when they brought those things from motherland, their recipes and their spices and their culture, their tradition, they also embrace the culture of North America. They learn to cook these things because when you take a look at it, mashed potatoes are grown all over the world, but it is being prepared differently. And so a natural blend of all these things is a very healthy thing. So some of the things might not be healthy, or some people don't eat it, but it's up to you to choose and pick what works for you. And then you have corn and stewed meat. Look at this. Corn and stewed meat. Stewed meat, you see this here, these are carrots, very healthy way of eating. So let me go here. If this is going to open up, there we go. Bingo. Corn fufu, vegetable, and roasted chicken. Vegetable, we're going to prepare vegetable this summer in the One Global Movement Garden. You have huckleberries, you have spinach, you have a lot of other things that we grow naturally. Vegetable and fufu with roasted chicken. It can be roasted fish. What meat do you love to eat? Is what we are talking about here. And then you talk about the mouth-watering fried meat. It is really mouth-watering. You see that? And you have this decoration here. It's parsley, or you can decorate it with kale. We use it in salads, and you can also eat that here. Excuse me, family Thanksgiving. You can't do meals. You can't feed children without Thanksgiving, which is what the slaves they brought all over the world, sitting down and really thanking God for everything, because there are some people that are going hungry, some kids are going hungry, but we are eating, and our own children are also eating. It is a beautiful thing to always sit down at least once a year, even though every day, Thanksgiving is every day, but once a year to celebrate this. I invite people, or take it to church. Like in my culture, you take food to church, cooked and uncooked food, so that we go after church, we distribute it on Thanksgiving to those who don't have, or you invite them, have people pick them up and bring them under your own roof so that we can eat together and thank God for everything, right? So this is so beautiful. And then you have, this is huckleberry and roasted potatoes. You still see those plums here? Very yummy. I'm looking for where I can plant this thing so bad so that we can share it all over the world. You see, this is cocky and ripe plantains, very, very healthy as well. And let's go here. We have, you see this? Egusi pudding and sweet yams. You see, these yams are so sweet. I'm telling you, I've not eaten it in the longest time. I guess sometimes I really yearn for them, but I can't have it. And you see corn, roasted corn and plum, which you can diversify these things according to how you love it, or according to how it was passed down onto you, or according to how your kids are able to eat it. And when you're eating these things, be sure to watch. If you're eating for your first time, watch yourself and watch the children, because kids can be allergic to other things, and we too can be allergic to certain things. But this is fresh corn, sweet and fresh, and I think almost everyone eats sweet corn. You have gari and arrow. Arrow grows in the wild, and I have it here at home. Some people I just gave some to some people yesterday. It grows in the wild, but it's very healthy. It's a natural enema. When you eat this, it cleanses your system. It's just like bitter leaf. It cleanses your system. And we have bitter leaf capsule now. And I'm hoping that someday they will make arrow capsule that will also help people. So that is the things there. And this is the last slide. And some people will be like, oh, I'm not eating that grasshopper, or I'm not eating this. Look at this, termites. Termites and grasshoppers, healthy protein for snacks. These are one of the first class proteins. These are termites, and they come from the ground. And even the grasshoppers is something we call in Cameroon munguin. They come like in a swamp during a season, and you can collect them. They come where there is the light. You can put your buckets there. You collect them. You collect them. It is just like manna falling from heaven. Free gift, right? So we have roasted plantains mashed with palm oil. Palm oil is very healthy. Okay. Now this is a ripe plantains roasted and mashed with palm oil. You can put a little bit of salt to taste. I just ate it last week. Very healthy, very healthy. And plantains is a first-class source of potassium. And lastly, we have porridge cocoyams, traditional meal. Nangtare, we call it in my culture, nangtare from our culture. This is our culture right here, nangtare. And you can also have porridge plantains. Ngomatare, we call plantain ngom. Ngomatare, which means porridge plantains, or nangtare. Nang means cocoyam, which means porridge cocoyam. So very healthy. You have bitter leaf in there. You have your smoked meat or fish. Whatever tastes for you, works for you, we can do this. We pray to God that someday we will meet and we will make this happen. Who knows? Maybe in Ashmore Forest restaurant, who knows? So these are the beauty of motherland. And if you guys have any dishes, you can share, of course, because we can share even in the chat. If you have anything, share in the chat. We want to know what your traditional dishes are. So thank you guys so much for listening.
That's very good, very interesting. I can't wait to eat some of those foods. Some of them I taste already, because when we're doing diversity cooking and at my job, so everybody bring a dish, so we share we taste a little bit of each to make sure that we get all. So some of them are very good, very, very good, very good food. I had a little research that I did. It's sad, but it's reality. We have more than 821 million people that are currently suffering from hunger. That one, it's like a nine people on earth who don't have enough to eat. So hunger is a complex problem, with many root causes, like including poverty, conflict, and climate change. There is one size fit all solution, but there is some things that we can all do to bring, to the world hunger, the opportunity to create the system change that we can help each other to decrease that hunger in the world. So it is very important, especially the way that we're doing in One Global Movement. We have to teach everyone that, we can put together to uplift our children, uplift humanity, and then defeat hunger in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sister Mel, if you have anything, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard you mention bitter grass, right? Bitter something?
Bitter leaf.
Okay, so there's also bitter crest in Canada. I was shocked when I saw it. The people don't know about it, but I educated people when I was passing by their homes, and I saw like the yard is plagued with bitter crest.
Wow.
I don't know if you know watercress. You guys should know watercress.
I do, yes.
So bittercress is a family of watercress, except that it just grows in wild stony areas. So when my sister and I will, not my natural sister, but we're walking in the afternoon, in the evenings, and I told her, have you heard about bittercress? So we're walking. I said, I wish I could see a plant. Then we got to the fire station, and then there's one or two plants. I said, oh my God, I didn't know Canada had that. So she said, "Oh my God, what does it do?" I said, "You just wash it nicely, you steam it, or you can throw garlic in it, whatever, and a little bit of oil and
Mhm,
salt,
mhm.
just like the watercress." So we
Yeah.
are walking along, and there goes two different homes. In their yard is filled with bitter cress.
Oh,
So
that's
I am
love.
bold. They were on their balcony or whatever you call it, their little veranda. Back home we say veranda, patio.
Yes.
So I said, "Excuse me, not to interrupt, but I saw something in your yard that is very useful and you have lots of it. And we're looking for it, and there goes." So they look at each other and they're looking at strange people walking the road. Like, I said, "No, no, no, it's okay. Let me just tell you about it. Can I?" She said, "Yeah, sure. Come in the yard. Come in." I said, "And I'm going to take away some from you if you don't mind." I said, "You see that thing you think that is weed and you're going to pull it out and throw it in the garbage or in the recycle? This is to eat." I said,
Mhm.
"What you should do is plant some in a box, a wooden box in your backyard, or tell people about it, or maybe sell it by little parcels. You can make money of it."
Mhm.
I told her the medicinal purpose because it's good for high blood pressure, it's good for all kinds of things. Swelling. She said, "Really? Oh, really? Oh, you should see her. She was preserving it then. Now that she knows." So she said, "Oh my God, oh my God." She gave me a big hug. I said, I just like to educate people about things that I see that are wasting." She gave me a hug. She said, "You can take as much as you want." And my friend and I, we took bags. I tried
You
planting it
didn't
when I,
even know that they can use it,
yeah,
as something.
she
That is
was so
very beautiful.
she was very thankful. She said, "Oh my God, my neighbor has in a yard. I'm going to tell them and we're going to." I said, "Yes, let people know. Don't throw it. This is good for your system." So, and another house now, they had it, but there were big dogs barking. So I said, "Oh."
No,
So
don't go
I,
there.
I, I called the lady. I said, "I don't want to come into your yard without permission." She said, "No, no, no, come, come." And she started quieting the dogs. So I said the same thing to her. I said, "We live in this life. I came from the Caribbean, but I saw something that we use in the Caribbean, and look, you have so much of it." And I just told the lady about it. So now I'm going to tell you. So she said, "Oh my God, I was about to uproot these things and just throw it in bags and give it away, like throw it out to the garbage." I said, "No, don't do that. That is to literally steam, wash, steam, like cut the roots, as you know." I told her, "Steam it and put some oil, hot water, salt. There goes a side on your at your table, a side dish, kind of.
Mhm.
It's called veggies." So she said, "Oh, thank you so much." I said to her, "Yeah, it's our duty. Like, why hide the secret?" So again, she said, "You can help yourself too because there's so much." I said, hers was tall.
So
So I
you
said,
see how the education goes too.
yes,
So them you show that how to use it. They're going to show somebody else, and
yes,
then it was one after another.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
I literally took a picture of it. I tried to plant it here because
Please
I
send
put
me
it
a
in
picture.
water.
Bring some here. Bring some here
Yes.
so we can plant it.
Yeah, but it didn't, no, it didn't thrive. It thrived for a little while, but because it's in an apartment, there's no air, not
Yeah.
Oh,
much air. So after a while,
Right.
it started getting yellow and I just get rid of it.
Hmm.
But
oh, okay.
but I use some of it to steam for myself. And
If you
yeah,
go pass by next time, just take a picture. It might be something that we have, but we are calling it a different name.
yes,
When you go to these Oriental stores, they eat natural because their traditional
everything.
culture is almost like the black traditional culture. They
Yes,
eat all the leaves. I am so amazed. But even I went to a nursery here owned by a Caucasian man. The things that we see in the wild in Africa, they are
yeah,
so taken care of here and they are sold. We see
exactly.
all the leaves, everything here, including the cocoyam, including. I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Very beautiful that I see people really taking care of those things. You know.
Yes,
They
All
do.
right. And
yeah,
thank you guys so much. And let me appreciate our wonderful audience. Of course, our beautiful, beautiful Otampa Pri is here today. Thank you. I'm going to let people go quickly because they can go and prepare for the weekend. Thank you so much, Sir Abdul Sattar, for being our great support here. And of course, thanks to our wonderful managing director, John. We love you, we love you, and we love you for what you're doing. And thank you guys for, especially Nancy. She's hasn't been on the stage for a while, but she's always supporting in the chat. Thank you so much, Nancy, for being here today. And of course, we thank Sister Mel for always being with us here. Thank you, Saresh Kumar. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. And my beautiful Christine Jody. How are you, sweetie? Thank you so much. And I'm going to be inviting you to visit me someday, okay? How are you doing? How is work? How is school? How is everything? We pray and we wish the best for all of you children, okay? All right. We love you and thank you for attending today. And we are waiting for you to come and sing again, Christine. We love to hear you sing. That inspires a lot of kids who are ashamed to sing or they are shy or something. So come and sing. And I would love you to sing one of the songs of Motherland. I have my grandfather's dance. If you can put it into a song and sing it and really play it if you don't want to sing it, that would be beautiful. Thank you so much. It's a dance of blessing for all children and women. And then Gold Tash Review. How are you? Thank you so much, sir. If you're new here, do well to subscribe so that you don't miss out on anything. But thank you so much for joining us. We have Sir Jagan Togash. How are you? Thank you so much for being with us here. Look at these two beautiful plants that he put here. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us here today. We love you. And let's go down here. We have Marie Giles. How are you, sister? Thank you for being with us here today again. We love you. Food is very important to nature, to nurture our body. It's one of the basic nutrients for our health. If the body doesn't get enough nutrients daily, we become sick. So true. That is so true. And we do this by letting our children see, or they're not going to know if they don't see or do it. We talk about it, we do it, they see us living it, then they're going to copy. And we need to do that all the time because when a child, comes out of the womb, they're already watching you, what you're doing, what you're saying. You say something that is not a happy thing, you see a baby twist the face, they are copying everything. So we want to make sure that we do the right thing. So let's go down here. If I'm not missing, if I miss your name, it's not by design. We have our brother from sunny Pretoria, Brother Levi, Mama Bolo. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here today. We highly appreciate you. And of course, Sir Ashokuma is always here supporting our children and women. We appreciate you as well. We have Sher Ali Mondal. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining us here today. We appreciate you. And let's go down here. We have K Malati, One Global Movement, nice educational program. Happy International Women's Day. Women's courage, braveness, cleverness, honest, Asmite with beautiful flowers. Thank you so much. We're going to, is the whole month, we're going to be celebrating women. If you guys have any, you can celebrate your mother, your grandmother, your auntie, your niece, whoever, because remember, we celebrate them together, not just women celebrating women, but we want all of us here to celebrate every woman in our life. Please, if you have anything to talk about or you want us to talk about, bring it up, okay? Thank you so much. And we have MD Aludin. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for being with us here today and for supporting children worldwide. We appreciate you. We have Ashesh Opandeyi. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. We are glad to have you again here today. Thank you so much. I am very sorry to say I have lost my money. And times this, what is that? No product info. It's okay. We have to be patient, please. We need to be patient. We cannot talk about this here. We are here to educate families. I think the very first thing that our CEO has brought together is to bring us together. Human resource is number one. We cannot be talking about money. Human resource in everything is number one. If he didn't bring us here together, we would not be doing this together. And so we need to take what he brought us together and run with it first. If we align our mind, our soul, and our behavior and our everything, then that money will come. Let us support him in what he's doing and be patient, exercising patience. It's not easy to do what he's doing, but let us begin to do our own things because he said, I want you to take this in your different endeavors and begin to help the world, the future with it. And this is what we are doing here. So it will be difficult for us to comment on this, okay? I'm sorry about that. Wow, Tanuja, the Mormon is here. How are you? One of the Mormons, Tanuja. How are you, Tanuja? We miss you. Happy New Year, belated Happy New Year. But thank you so much for being with us here today. My love to all of you and all the Tanujas, the Mormons, sorry, all the Mormons. And then we have Kenny McCullough. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us here today. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we have Armand. How are you, sir? If you're new here, you're welcome. We are here for women and children and pulling all our resources together. And thank you guys so much for being here. And John, thank you for always taking the time to uniquely and personally welcome all our supporters here. Thank you. And I realize that a lot of people that are also watching, they're not from Unpassive. They're just people from around the globe. So thank you guys so much for being here. You can anchor yourself and your family onto YouTube and do whatever it takes so that our children begin to get these things that we are doing here. We are also learning along the way and also healing along the way. It's not just for children or for anybody. So we appreciate everyone here. Whatever you write here, we are learning too. We are learning from you. So let us continue to do this together and subscribe, share, and like. And also you can like our Facebook page and also follow it so that we can get the resources that we need. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to give, if anybody wants to say anything, they can say it. Otherwise, one of the ladies choose to give the closing remarks and we say, happy weekend.
You can go, Sister Mel.
Oh, I was waiting on you. Okay. So, the brothers and sisters in the chat, on the panel, sisters, we are here to feed our bodies, to feed our mind, to feed our whole soul, and to feed the children. Well nourished, well fed, and they will last for a lifetime. They will be there for tomorrow's leaders, right? So our duty is to look after them, feed them the best way we can. $10, 25, whatever goes a long way. Let's start there. We are already doing that, but it's around the world, and they can plant good things to enable them to be sustainable children for tomorrow, children who will be healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay,
Yes.
so these are the things, these are the facts of life, and we know that already, but we are striving towards a better tomorrow, a better fed body, a better fed soul, and we'll be all good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful, wonderful end. I really love that. Thank you. Thank you. And we are in this together. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Nancy. You better go to work because the kids need to eat. So thank you guys so much. We love you. Until next week. Stay
I love
well.
you all.
Okay, have a
Esther, Nancy,
wonderful
Yvonne.
weekend.
Bye,
Yes.
everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.